So let's talk divorce. Everybody have given hot takes on this Annie Dibia Annie Dibia, because recently he called her Annie Macaulay. Her maiden name is Macaulay. Everyone has talked about the Annie Dibia and Two-Face divorce saga, which happened a few days ago. Two-Face released a statement saying that him and Annie have been separated for a while and they're getting a divorce. A lot of drama happened because the statement was deleted from his account, and then he now released a video of himself to be like, yes, let me talk let me talk that thing. So I don't know if there was like some drama happening behind the scenes where somebody deleted it and then he wanted to reinforce that this is a decision that he has made. Everyone and their fathers, mothers, grandmothers have come out online to give their hot takes on it. The women's side, they're all on Annie's side. They're angry with Two-Face. Two-Face has come out to talk about this divorce thing. He didn't need to bring it to the media space. There's been a lot going on, especially because Annie has really faced backlash. As in, if you've watched the Young African and Famous show on Netflix,
you can never do it. You can never
there was really something. There was something about the way Annie projected on that show. I mean, the first and second seasons, you could see all the roughness around the edges, but this one was just something else because the way she moved and the way there were so many attacks on her, it's just like everyone was just against her on the show, and she didn't make it easy. So it wasn't hard to not be against Annie on the show. So, she has been facing a lot of heat from that. And this show just recently released. So everyone was just like really angry with Two-Face. So it's now that everybody's on Annie. They talked about her wig that was lifting. They talked about the way that she was moving. Some people even speculated drugs. Some people speculated, there's something going on with her. She needs to seek a therapy. There was a lot of hot takes on the internet. So it really wasn't the best time for Two-Face to come out and tell us that him and Annie are no longer together or filing for a divorce. Now, because we've been doing a lot of digging, some blogs on the internet have said that Two-Face is dating somebody new and he probably wanted to get ahead of that news so that, they will not come out and say, oh, who is this woman with Two-Face? Then he'll be like, maybe I don't tell you people say me and Annie are getting a divorce. Even though getting a divorce is not the same thing as divorced. So you have no business being with somebody, sleeping with somebody else when that divorce you never even you haven't gotten it. And you say that's I'm diverting, but this is actually my problem with women. These women supporting women, it just can never work, because a lot of times when you talk about these women supporting women, or you talk about this side chick thing, or you talk about like a woman coming into a marriage and everything, you hear people always say, but it's not the woman that took the vows, it's the man that took the vows. So he's the one that should uphold his vows. He's the one that went to meet her. He's the one. So some women want to just absolve themselves of the fact that they are doing something that is wrong. They are poking their nose into somebody's marriage. They are not supporting women, but they want to say, oh, I'm not the one I'm not the one that should be loyal. Like, if somebody is getting a divorce, the person is not divorced yet. What business do you have being with that person? I don't believe that women actually believe in the idea of supporting women, because they always want to absolve themselves of situations. They want to remove themselves from anything and be like, I was on my own when he approached me. He's the one that took vows. I'm not the one that took vows. And I just think that when women start to take that accountability, because what really struck me with this whole thing is that a lot of women came out in support of Annie. a lot of women, oh, Two-Face, even if you're not supposed to have done this, you're not supposed to have, you know that there's a lot of heat on her, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that. You know, I look at it and these are also the same women who will see nothing wrong with a situation where somebody's trying to go after, or somebody's trying to at least put some blame on the woman that was outside, or the side chick in quote. And then those same women, you hear them say, but he's not the woman. You don't have any business with the woman. You have, your business is with the man. Your business is with the man. Then how can we ever get to the point where we actually support? Okay, we are supporting women when it is convenient. But when it is a glaring case where somebody is actually poking their nose or intruding into another person's space, another person's marriage, we just we absolve the women of that blame. I just think that that's a deeper conversation that really needs to be had, because something tells me that blog where they said there's a new woman on board, and Two-Face was releasing that statement just to make sure that nobody ties him again to Annie. You know, that is something that is actually very telling to me, because how is there a new woman involved when you are still married? It doesn't matter if you are separated or if you are about to divorce. You are not yet divorced. So even the new woman involved, didn't she know about Annie? Everybody, their mama, their grandma, their dogs, any pets they have in their house, even the rats that comes out at night to steal their food, everybody knows that Two-Face is married to Annie. The fact that there's even a woman somewhere is a big problem. And that's really my own with this video. It's not to come and say, Two-Face should not have released. I don't want to talk about that one, because I don't even know what's going on there. Nobody knows what's happening in the marriage. Fine, it was, when looking at the whole picture of, you know, like I said, all the backlash that she has received from the show and everything, you can say it's not a good time. But we also need to consider the fact that Two-Face has never, you know, come out to actually talk about any nitty-gritty that's happening in his marriage. Instead, it's Annie who has revealed a lot of things, you know, in the past. She has been the one, there's a voice note on her, you know, her brother has come out to say one or two things. Even the other time where there was all that drama, Two-Face was the one that came out and said, you know, you people, don't put mouth, it's my marriage, leave me and my wife alone. You know, so small credit to be given to him in the fact that he actually hasn't ever done this before. So the fact that he did it this time, maybe one should look into why he did it, and not just say, oh, it's not a good time, it's not a good time, even though it is actually not a good time. But the real essence of, or what I want people to take away from this video is, you know, if women are not really supporting women, if we want to really look at it in the whole sense of it, because I think that this whole time that has really come up in the forefront, and it's like, oh, women are really, you know, standing for Annie, you know, everybody's coming out, Mary Njoku, Tokema Kinwa, and I love them for that, you know, Ife. I love the fact that they've come out to stand for her, because she really has received a lot of backlash. But I'm also like directing it to the fact that there's even let's say it's true, the fact that there's somebody else now in the picture with Two-Face or Two Baba, the fact that there's somebody else, the fact that that is even a strong rumor going around, I think it's sad. And I think that we need to get to the point where we're actually calling out the fact that women are not saying no. Why can't you say no to a man who is obviously popularly married? Is it, you cannot just be, you're not a child that you say, he's the one that came to me, he's the one that came. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that, because you cannot say whether they have problems. I hate you know that thing where they say, oh, they've been having problems, oh, they don't sleep in the same room. He said he's in the middle of a divorce. Is the divorce final? Then why are you there? Remind me again why you're there. women do not support women. We continue to absolve these women of any responsibility for the chaos that they cause, or the knife. You know, when something is already trying to scatter, then you now use a knife to now do tin 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 tin. We continue to absolve these women outside of that, and then we turn around and say that we are supporting women. I just don't get it. I think we need to bring back that culture of shaming people for doing things that are absolutely not right. I hope Two Face and Annie, I wish them well. At this point, I just feel that well could be that they will stay together, well could be that they will divorce. I just wish them well, and I hope that they find peace. I hope that everything turns out well because there are children involved. I also hope that we don't get to the point where we feel that it's okay for women, and I will say women because women are actually the ones that go through a lot of these things. And I hope that we don't get to the point where we feel that women should endure things just because they want to stand out as, long suffering, or they want to have that title as married, or I don't know. I just hope that we can appreciate that sometimes if something falls apart, it's falling apart because the woman needs to be alive. If there's infidelity involved, if there's abuse involved, it's not something that people should always expect a happy ending. Infidelity, abuse, those are not things that people should count as ups and downs in marriages. Those are not things that people should be forced into accepting, because it actually works on your mental. It works on it really badly, and it makes you feel less of yourself. It lowers your self-esteem to the ground. It works you up. It makes you anxious. It gives you paranoia. It's just not worth it. And I feel like even the Bible mentions that is supposed to be a ground for divorce. So if it's something that is the issue here and it's continuing to happen and there's no repentance and there's no stopping, there's no change, I think that would be the best path to go on. But if there's something more, that, or if it's not that, if it's something else, then I just wish them the best. But I just want to really say that my own opinion is that women women need to support women and actually support women, and that is bringing back the culture of shame when it comes to women intruding into other people's marriages. Thank you. On that note, we'll talk again. Bye bye.